Hey guys, so today I'm actually going to be doing like a hair tutorial. A little while back I had done these like fake French braids. Maybe you saw them in my last Get Ready With Me. But long story short, they look like French braids because let's be real, I cannot French braid to save my life. I've tried so many times, I've tried on other people. For some reason, I just can't get it. And I also feel like there's a lot of other people who probably don't know how to French braid that would like to see this, because when I said that they weren't real French braids on my Instagram from something I posted yesterday, everyone was like, oh my god, can you please do a tutorial? And so yes, I am doing a tutorial now. Even though a lot of people had asked about it on Instagram, I wanted to do it for YouTube because I feel like I need to like verbally explain it as well as show you. So today I'm going to be doing basically French braids that'll look like French braids. If you really look at them, obviously you can tell they're not, but unless anyone's like really inspecting your head, I don't think it's that big of a deal. And especially if maybe you just want to put them in for like some pictures or something like that, they totally look legit. And before anyone comes at me like,
Emily, why don't you just watch a YouTube video? There are so many YouTube videos that show you how to do it and this is stupid and blah.
Okay, I've tried that. This is basically how I look trying to watch a tutorial and do it.
Pull a section, put it underneath, tighten.
So I have my hair parted kind of halfway from the middle and to the side. You can obviously do it like straight down the middle, whatever, but I like mine just like a little bit off. I feel like that just better suits my head. But I do like to split the hair on the back of my head evenly, otherwise this side just ends up kind of like too thin and this side ends up too thick. So you have all of the hair on this side, right? So the first thing I will kind of start off with is spraying a little dry shampoo, sort of to just give your hair a little bit of texture so it stays a little bit better. And also, I don't know, I feel like my hair can always use dry shampoo. So that's kind of around where I'll be starting the braid, like right here. And that'll kind of just give it a little bit of texture and sort of fluff it up a little bit, because you don't want it like super thin. You want it all sort of like fluffy and voluminous. I use Batiste dry shampoo and I go through like one of these a week. So then I'm gonna just do this side since we're at it. Obviously I have a small amount of breakage on my hair. It happens when you have blonde hair. Alright, then brush out the dry shampoo mainly. Look at this piece right here. I don't know what happened to it. Wow. Okay. I feel played. Whatever. So I like to leave out just like a little bit of hair around my face, just because I feel like if I don't have a little bit, it kind of, I just look like an egg. Do you know what I mean? So I leave just like this thin little bits. I just think they look cute and they look cute curled. And then basically I just take a like parted square chunk of hair right here, not all the way to the back. You don't want right here. Then I'll kind of go in diagonally and just divvy up the hair into 3 pieces, and sometimes I have to do it a couple times to get like them even. Then once I feel okay about it, I'll just braid this piece like I normally would. And then you're gonna want to just braid the hair super tight against your head, like right off the bat. So you see right there, and then just kind of go back, but make sure you're braiding in like the back direction. Sometimes it's easier for me to do without looking at it. So I'm just going to braid it off like halfway almost, like so. So I have just this chunk right here. So I'm just going to tie that little part up using like a little rubber band. And then so that's how it would look. So then next, I'm going to take the rest of my hair. Make sure you don't have any tangles. And then basically you put the rest of this hair sort of back, kind of like this. So you want it to going into like the bottom piece, sort of right here. So divvy this up, giving the bottom piece the least bit, and then sort of put this piece like that. If that makes sense. Does that make sense? So this is this braid, and then I'm just putting it into the farthest bottom chunk. Then you need to braid it as tight as you possibly can against your head, and then just kind of go all the way down. and then bam. As you can see from like the front, it looks like it's just French braided, but then you can see from the side right here, if I would have went down a little bit more, that would have covered it. And then as you can see, it kind of just goes from this braid into this braid. I hope it makes a little bit more sense seeing it like done. Now, obviously, if you're looking from the side, it might look a little weird, especially because of my roots. But I would imagine that it would look way better with just like a one-toned hair color. It probably wouldn't notice nearly as much if things weren't like, if it wasn't basically like outlined where all of my parts are. But then from the front, it looks like it's just solidly French braided, even kind of to the side like that. It also looks like it's basically French braided. So this is my way to French braid without actually knowing how to French braid at all. And this is how I cheat it. So now I'm going to go through basically the same steps again on this side. This side does have a little bit more hair since it's parted a little unevenly, but I basically just do the same thing again. I'm trying to do it to the side so you guys can see a little better. I try to like leave the pieces out almost symmetrically. So I'm trying to grab out pieces like right here-ish. And then again, I'm just going to basically take this front section right here, make sure it's all smooth, and then separate, and then as close to the head as you can possibly start it at. And then make sure you're braiding backwards, that way you don't get any like weird lumps in the braid. And then I'm grabbing another hair tie. Forward, you'll end up getting like a weird bump, kind of how that is, but since it's going back, it'll give that nice like illusion. So then I'm gonna make sure I have all the pieces out here that I want. And then I'm gonna try to braid this one almost as far back as I can, because that's what's going to make it kind of almost go seamlessly in. Otherwise, if you end up doing it just like into this one, it'll sort of look weird and it'll end up just being too far. You want the illusion that they're going back even though they're like pretty close to your ear. You can basically separate the hair and then just put the braid in between like which fingers the part you want is in, and then you have to braid this super tight on your head. So like, and then you're going to want to braid it as tight and close to your head as you possibly can. So it should almost be like too tight, but it'll loosen up as like time goes on, kind of. And then when the hair ends too early, I kind of just like make a new braid out of the hair. So I'll pinch it and then re-separate it and just try to go from there, because I like the braids to go all the way down to the bottom. I don't like when there's like a lot of hair left. And then here's this one to the side. Obviously you can see like the little bit of the rubber band right here, but you could always mess with it, and you could also always not section it off, so you could just kind of leave it so there is no rubber band. But I think it's just easier because I'm also not like the best just braider in general. And if these are kind of going out too far, you can always put a bobby pin to sort of make it like secure more like closer to your head and make it look a little bit tighter. But I didn't feel like I needed any of my bobby pins that I took out today. Every time I do this, I feel like I get a little bit better. But I think that it's super cute and it's really easy, especially just doing it yourself. And then I know some people can French braid, but only on other people. So then I feel like just being able to do this yourself is amazing. And I think it looks really cute. Like, I don't think it looks bad or anything. Like, I feel like only if you're really looking at it, you're like, that doesn't look quite right, but almost. I basically just came up with doing it this way one day when I was desperately trying to figure out how to French braid, and it just wouldn't work no matter what I did. I just cannot figure it out. For some reason, something just like doesn't click in my brain about it. But I really wanted like the look, and this way was born. So I really hope that this video was helpful for you. So let me know what you think down below. Let me know if this was helpful for you, and if it was, please give it a like. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will hopefully see you next time. Bye! Okay, I know this background looks a mess, okay? I know. But I put it in my dryer and it's still wrinkly. There's nothing more I can do. I cheat at it. Do you guys see this piece of hair?